This story is about survival. It's about coming together. Just thinking about it, there's a tension right now in my chest and my stomach. There was still that gravity. God, I hope this works. Because if it doesn't, I'm gonna lose my brother.
Eric Shaw is David's little brother. They were best friends growing up and never grew apart. But in 2011, the same year David got his dream job at Stanford, Eric's life turned into a nightmare.
I would have itching attacks where I ended up actually tearing my skin. I would still scratch at night and wake up with bloody arms and legs and skin.
It would literally look like someone had pushed marbles under his skin. There were just tumors everywhere. I don't think we were expecting to hear how bad it was.
In 2013, Eric was diagnosed with mycosis fungoides, a rare form of lymphoma. He underwent radiation and chemotherapy to get the cancer under control.
It was extremely difficult, just mentally getting up and looking at myself in the mirror. I didn't recognize myself.
By 2018, doctors gave Eric a 50% chance at living just 2 more years, unless they could find a match for a bone marrow transplant.
Whatever I have to do, whatever you have to take out of me, however you have to do it, just do it. And for them to come back and say that you're not a strong enough match, it hurt me.
They searched on the worldwide registry for donors, but they only found 2 for me. The first transplant didn't work. We needed a second try.
As the 2018 season began, David took the field every game wearing a lime green pin for lymphoma, for Eric.
If that transplant didn't work, I didn't know how many more games he was going to be able to see. They trust each other, they believe in each other, and we played really, really hard. And I got to say one more thing to my brother Eric, I love you.
Within weeks, the second transplant failed.
My body was damaged. I had no working blood system. I was receiving transfusions daily. I thought I was going to die.
What do you say to your brother that where you think you've kind of pulled at the last thread and there are no more threads, and all I could tell him was that I loved him and that I was there for him?
I needed a miracle, and that miracle was going to come in the form of my brother.
Doctors wanted to try a third transplant, using David as the donor. The chance of success was under 40%, but he was all they had left. The Stanford head coach would need 5 straight days of side effect-inducing treatments to prepare for his bone marrow donation.
I had to start on a game day to go to the hospital, and I didn't want to alert the team because this was a family thing. This was something just had to be done. Later that day, as we got into the game, I started to feel it in my knees. I started to feel it in my hips. It feels like carrying a 50-pound backpack. And I just kept thinking about, this is for Eric.
5 days later, David spent 8 hours at the hospital donating his stem cells. On Thursday, November 1st, those cells were given to Eric. 2 days after the transplant, David was in Seattle, back on the sideline.
I remember it being a difficult game. I remember it being a tough environment. I felt like I was walking like a sloth. And I thought about, man, I hope Eric's doing okay. God, I hope this works.
On November 25th, 2018, after 52 straight days in the Stanford hospital, Eric Shaw wasn't dying. He was leaving. The transplant worked.
They did blood tests, they did skin biopsies. The tests came back completely negative, no cancer.
I remember telling the team when my brother was diagnosed, but when I told him he was cancer-free, it was crazy, right? It was like we had just won a game in quadruple overtime. I mean, there were guys jumping on me, picking me up and hugging me, and I kept so much of it from them, but they knew.
7 years of battling this disease, and it was over. A miracle. There's people that are saved every day because somebody made the choice to become a donor. For me, it was my brother. The bond that we have now. We're truly blood brothers.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.